So we've dived into what is slope with a real-world example with the handicap ramp. And then we worked on some positive slope examples, 2 positive slope examples. And now we're going to open up to the tab that says negative examples. And at the top it tells us that slope can be positive or negative. And it asks, are you going uphill? It's a positive. Or if you're going downhill, then it's a negative slope. Note that you're always traveling from left to right. So we read graphs of lines from left to right just like we read a book. So from left to right, if the line is going up, it's a positive slope. If the line is going down from left to right, it's a negative slope. So we've got a negative slope example here for a line that passes through the points -6, 7, and 2, -9. So the process here is very similar. Plot the points on the graph. -6, 7 is in quadrant 2. 2, -9 is in quadrant 4. Draw a line that goes through the 2 points using a ruler or straight edge, whatever you have. Remember that we want to extend our line all the way to the white space on the outside of the coordinate plane. Then it says draw a box on the graph to help you see how much the graph goes down and right. Hint, always draw rise first, then run. So in this case, our rise is actually down. It goes down quite a few boxes, and then it runs this way. So we've got our what we're calling our box, and it says count the squares down and put that number in the numerator. Remember the negative sign. Because we're going down, this is a negative change, so we have to put a negative with our rise. And it's going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 boxes. So the rise here is -16. Count the squares right and put that number in the denominator. So from here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes is my run from left to right. And then it says make sure your final answer is reduced. It may be a fraction or an integer, and fractions include improper fractions, but not mixed numbers. If it is an integer, it's okay to write the slope over 1. So you can write the slope as -4, or you can write the slope as -4 over 1. So for example, 16 over 8. 16/8 can be simplified or reduced because they both have a common factor of 8. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by 8. And when I do that, 16 divided by 8, or -16 divided by 8 is -2. And 8 divided by 8 is 1. And so I would accept -2 over 1 or -2, just like the example slope here. -2 over 1 or -2. So on this line where it says m equals, I'm going to put m equals -2. And that is my slope. So now when we come down to our practice problem, it says find the slope of a line that passes through 0, 0 and 3, -3. In this case, I'm going to put my first point at the origin. My second point, 3, -3, is going to go in quadrant 4. I'm going to graph a line that goes through both points using a ruler or straight edge, extending it all the way to the white space. Then I'll draw my box and count how many squares I went down. 1, 2, 3. So my rise is -3 because I'm going down 3. And then my run, it went over 1, 2, 3. So my run is 3. And then I have to simplify my slope. 3 and 3 have a common factor of 3. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by 3. And a negative divided by a positive is a -1. Over 3 divided by 3 is 1. And we can leave this as -1 over 1, or because it's an integer, we can write it as an integer and write it as -1. So this slope is -1. So in this case, again, when we look at a graph from left to right, we automatically know if it's positive or negative, whether you're going downhill or uphill. So in this case, from left to right, we're going down. So this slope is negative. and it is -1 because it's going, for every point, we're going down 1 and right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1 to get to the next point. So if I were going to plot other points on this line, you can see that every time I'm going down 1 and over 1, down 1 and over 1, down 1 and over 1. So compare the graph and describe the slope to the graph in your own words. So I'm going to write that my slope shows that every point on my line goes down 1 and right 1 to get to the next point. On my graph. And those are our two negative examples.